Welcome back to the Golden Takes channel. Now, in this video, we're going to be doing my NBA predictions as the NBA is now gearing up to start its new season. So, I'm going to give my predictions who I think is going to win MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year, and who I think is going to win the NBA championship. Now, this episode will be a bunch of preseason predictions. I'm gonna have me going in depth to more teams later on. This video is my predictions for the awards and who I think is gonna win the NBA championship. So let's start. So first, let's start with MVP. And my MVP, I'm going to pick him again, Luka Doncic. Now I know what everybody's gonna say. Golden Takes, you picking Luka Doncic again? It's the third year in a row. And yes, I understand. But here's why I think Luka's gonna win. Now, last season, the reason why Nikola Jokic won was because of the seeding he had and the team that he lost. And I'm going to get to the Nuggets team later on. I'm going to make a whole video on them. But I'm not saying Nikola Jokic does not deserve that award, because Luka Doncic, the Mavericks team in the first half of the NBA season, did not play as good as they did in the second half. Also, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had an outstanding season last season. But here's why I think Luka's going to win. One, the Dallas Mavericks have a better team than they did last season. People are underrating the acquisitions they got, especially with Klay Thompson, because the problem with the Dallas Mavericks last season was their offensive limitations. They relied on Luka and Kyrie way too much than they needed to. So now having Klay Thompson, who yes, didn't have that good of a preseason, he's going to still have that shooting ability when it comes to the NBA season. So that shooting ability is going to allow Kyrie and Luka to be able to do more things now that Klay gets a touch on him. Because Klay Thompson, even if he can't shoot consistently, he still has to have some attention on him. That was a problem last season because they have Derek Lively, who cannot shoot but is a great lob threat, and he cannot pick up the floor. So when you have him on the floor, and also Derrick Jones Jr., who's an iffy shooter from the corner, you have PJ Washington, who's also an iffy shooter. You need a shooter who can be able to shoot from every aspect of the court. So now you have a Klay Thompson is going to allow Luka Doncic to play like Luka, not get as tired as often, and also for them to have a higher seed than they had last season. Because last season they didn't really get started until after they traded that guy. I don't gotta say his name, but just know that he was not good for this team. After they traded Grant Williams, they played better the second half of the NBA season. So yes, I'm going to pick Luka because Luka is a top 3 player in the NBA. He's an amazing playmaker, and he's just Luka Doncic. He dominates every aspect of the floor. So I'm picking Luka as my MVP. Now, for my Rookie of the Year, I'm going to pick Alex Starr. Now, Alex Starr was the second overall pick as he went to the Washington Wizards. He's a 7-foot center out of France. Now, the reason I pick Alex Starr is because Alex Starr has way more room for him to score and do what he has to do because he's on the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards are struggling to find their identity right now as they have Jordan Poole leading the helm and Kyle Kuzma. So Alex Starr, the second overall pick, is going to come in there and actually play better and come in there and actually play as he's supposed to play because they need more valuable assets on the Washington Wizards. So that's all I'm going to say about Alex Starr. I'm going to have Alex Starr winning the Rookie of the Year. So now, for the Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to say Victor Wembanyama. Now, the reason I'm going to say Victor is because it's Victor Wembanyama. On this channel, if you have seen my videos I made on Victor, you know that I'm a Victor Glazer, and I will 100% admit to that. Victor Wembanyama has steadily improved in every aspect of the NBA season. I believe last season he really deserved the Defensive Player of the Year, but I understand why they get Rudy Gobert because Rudy Gobert was actively changing the way the Timberwolves defense ran. So I understand why it was Rudy, but I actively believe that Victor Wembanyama will still improve because last season he lacked in some areas when it comes to defense, and he lacked some areas when it comes to scoring on offense. But in the second half of the season, the way that his offense and defense transformed, he was able to know when to get to the spot, when to get the block, when to get the rebound, when he should be able to post up, when he should be able to do certain things. And now that he has Christopher Paul on his team, he will be able to activate more Wemby than we have seen before. I have Wemby to win the Defensive Player of the Year, but a very sleeper pick who now people think win the Defensive Player of the Year. I think that Bam Adebayo or Anthony Davis has the ability to win the Defensive Player of the Year if Wemby gets hurt or if Wemby doesn't have the same status as them, because Anthony Davis and Bam gets very disrespected when it comes to these awards, because they're very good switchable defenders when it comes to perimeter and also the mid-range area, and they're also very good in the paint wise as well. But the reason why they don't is because the other players on their team, and also because other players are just better when it comes to defense wise. Like Rudy Gobert actively changes every team he's on defensively. Whether you like Rudy or not, that's actively the truth. So when it comes to Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama, those are two defensive players that have teams that aren't good defensively, and they change the way those teams run. When it comes to Bam and Anthony Davis, they're the best defender on their team, but they have personnel who could also play defense as well. So I think Anthony Davis and Bam are very sleeper picks to win this award, but ultimately I'm gonna go with Victor Wembanyama. For 6th Man of the Year, I'm gonna go with Malik Monk. I think Malik Monk is a very good 6th man, very good sharpshooter, knows how to create his own shot, and coming off the bench for the Sacramento Kings that needs offensive firepower off the bench, I feel like Malik Monk is going to win an award, as he was close to doing it last year before Naz Reid took it. Now, a very interesting conversation about 6th Man of the Year is Russell Westbrook, as Russell Westbrook is now the Denver Nuggets, and he is fully having a 6-man role. So I think that if Russell Westbrook can unlock what he had on the Lakers when he came off the bench, or unlock Russell Westbrook at least a little bit off the bench, I think he could contribute a little bit and be in the conversation. But I think ultimately that Malik Monk will win this award. Now, lastly, we have who will win the NBA championship. Now, we have a bunch of contenders. We obviously have the Boston Celtics, who is a team to look at, as the Celtics really have the same team they had last season, as they have insane depth to cover Tatum and Brown's inconsistencies. Whether you like it or not, Celtics fans, that's literally the point of this team. And this team has enough firepower to win. Also in Eastern Conference, we have other teams who is making a case to win the NBA championship, which I will make videos on coming soon. But ultimately, I'm gonna go to the Western Conference, and I'm gonna pick the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the reason why I'm going to pick this team is because a bunch of reasons, which I'm going to get into a video and go more in depth. But the Celtics have a problem, and their problem comes in the paint area, which is why when I made my playoff predictions video, I said that the Nuggets will beat the Boston Celtics because of Nikola Jokic, but the Nuggets didn't end up making the NBA Finals. The Celtics have a paint issue, and when it comes to the paint issue, that's where the Thunder doesn't have an issue. They have Chet Holmgren, and they have Isaiah Hartenstein. So the Celtics have a rebounding and a paint control issue. The reason why the Dallas Mavericks lost is because the Dallas Mavericks dominate from the perimeter area and they go into the paint. The Celtics are very perimeter oriented, and they allow and they stop the Dallas Mavericks from being able to get into the paint. But when you have a team like Oklahoma City Thunder, who have players who can dominate in the paint, in the post, and also knows how to get there, that's a problem for the Thunder, and that's a problem for the Celtics. And I feel like the Thunder, with the new acquisition they got, which is Alex Caruso, who will be able to, who is a good point of attack defender, and be able to stop Jaylen Brown or Tatum. Alex Caruso is a very good defender. You have Shai Alexander, who is also a good defender. You have people like Lou Dort. You have people off the bench like Isaiah Joe. You have Isaiah Hartenstein, who is a semi-good shooter and also able to get rebounds. You have Chet Holmgren, who is a unicorn of a player. When the Thunder have all these acquisitions, if they play how they're supposed to play, this team will be a threat in the Western Conference and also in the NBA Finals. So I have the Oklahoma City Thunder win the NBA championship this year. But if the Celtics go back-to-back, I wouldn't be surprised, because the Celtics are the best team in the Eastern Conference. So that's not really a conversation to talk about. But the Celtics have an issue that teams in the Eastern Conference are figuring out and trying to cover up, which we'll get to into a video. But I think Oklahoma City Thunder win the NBA championship. They can watch this video. Now, I know that it's been a little bit of a break since other videos, but trust, we are back with the NBA season coming up. More videos will be coming out, but I have something to say. So I'm starting a new series called Fan Favorites, and I need people who watch this video or are fan of NBA teams. And if you want to talk about your NBA team on this channel, I am opening up to talk about NBA teams on this channel. I have an email in the description. If you want to talk about your team, we can talk about your team on this channel and just give your thoughts about your team and their prediction for the upcoming season. My email is in the description. Do that. Thank you for watching this video. Ready to come back for more.